Hello dear children, in this video we'll discuss about the two laws of vector addition. So basically, if we have two vectors, suppose they are A and B acting on the same object at the same time, and we need to add them, then what will be the symbol? Symbol will represent as R vector is equal to A vector plus B vector. That means their addition is written as the vectors, a plus sign between them, and is equal to R vector meaning the resultant. That means the total vector which represent the total effect of those two vectors taken together. Now these laws are applicable in each and every case, but basically we are going to study these laws if the A and B vectors are acting at some angle theta with each other. Now this angle can be anything. This can be 0 and 180 also. So this angle can be 0 degree or 180 degree or any other angle. So if we are going to add these two vectors, then we can have the two laws with us. You can use any one of this law, and mind it, we'll be doing the analytical treatment of both the laws. They are important for your exam purpose also, and the resultant that we'll be finding out will be both in magnitude and direction, meaning our answer will represent the resultant both in magnitude and direction. That means you can see कि जो resultant है उसका magnitude कितना आ रहा है और वो रिजल्टेंट कहाँ है, उसकी डायरेक्शन कहाँ है, वो भी आप फाइंड आउट कर पाएंगे यूजिंग दीज टू लॉज. सो कमिंग टू द फर्स्ट लॉ, फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट विल बी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड यू लर्न द स्टेटमेंट. देन व्हाट विल बी द नेम ऑफ द लॉ इज, इट इज कॉल्ड ट्रायंगल लॉ ऑफ वेक्टर एडिशन. सो व्हाट डज दिस लॉ स्टेट? If two vectors acting on the same object at the same time, I told you before also, can be represented by, can be drawn as two sides of a triangle. You will be representing those two vectors as two sides of the triangle taken in same order. Obviously, if they are acting at some angle with each other, they can be drawn like two sides of a triangle. Then the closing side of the triangle taken in opposite order. Closing side of the triangle taken in opposite order, or third side taken in opposite order, will represent the resultant completely. So we can just figure out this statement first of all. Suppose these are two vectors acting in space. Suppose this is vector A and suppose this is vector B. They are acting in space. So what they are saying us to do? We have to represent these two vectors as two sides of a triangle taken in same order. So suppose this is the first vector and the second vector. Just pick it up from there and draw it like this. Why am I drawing it the tail of first on the head of first on the tail of second? Because I have to draw them in the same order. Same order meaning you don't have to pick your pen up in drawing them. First, second. Order same meaning first, second. I can draw them like this. Then the third side. Third side should be drawn in opposite order. If it were the same order, then how will I draw it? This, this and this. Meaning I should draw it in the downward direction. But they are saying in opposite order. Then the order should change. Opposite order will represent the resultant. So if this is A vector, this is B vector. And what shall be the angle between them? Angle between them is theta. Because angle is always in the forward direction of two vectors. Mind this thing always. The angle is in the forward direction of the two vectors that we are talking about. Now again coming to the parallelogram law of vector addition, what does this law state? So according to this law, first of all read the statement and then I'll be drawing the diagram for this. If two vectors acting on the same object at the same time, first line remaining the same, can be represented by, obviously we are discussing parallelogram, then will be represented as parallelogram. Two sides cannot draw a parallelogram. Those two sides should be tail matching to tail. That means they should be the adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Then the diagonal of that parallelogram starting from that same point will represent the resultant. Let's see how. Suppose these are the two vectors that we were discussing earlier, A vector and B vector. Then you should draw them such that they should be the two sides of a parallelogram, like in adjacent sides. The adjacent sides can be drawn something like this. This is first vector, and second vector is drawn in the same way as it is there. Like it was like this, and I have drawn it like this. Angle between them was theta, so this is angle theta. Say, complete a parallelogram out of it. Parallel to this, parallel to this. Now it's a parallelogram, complete parallelogram. Then the third side of the parallelogram. Then the diagonal of the parallelogram, starting from same tail. Tail of first A, tail of second, and tail of resultant will be same in parallelogram law. Then this diagonal will represent their resultant, meaning the total effect of these two vectors can be represented as the resultant. The third, you can say A and B's addition vector is R vector. So now we'll be going to find out the resultant both in magnitude and direction using the laws. In this video, I'll be explaining you triangle law first. Then in the next video, you will get the parallelogram law. So starting with the triangle law first. I have to turn the page for that. So coming to the triangle law. Now what we are going to do? We have to find R vector. A vector plus B. We know every vector has magnitude as well as direction. So I'll be finding out its magnitude. That how should its magnitude be calculated? Now, suppose these two vectors are there in the space such that A vector is here and B vector is somewhat here. So first of all, I should draw the diagram. In diagram, just pick A up from there. Draw B. Say the angle between them is theta in forward direction. Then the third vector, the closing side, taken in opposite order. Order opposite meaning this will represent the resultant. So resultant is R vector. So I'll be finding out the value of this resultant. If this diagram were the right angle triangle, meaning if A and B were acting perpendicular to each other, then I have no need to tell you what R vector should be. You could have applied the Pythagoras theorem at first and find out the value of resultant. But in this question, they are acting at some other angle, so it should be solved. Now, what will you do in doing this question? First of all, give the name to this triangle such that P, Q, and R. Second step will be just draw a perpendicular. I am drawing a perpendicular like this. So this is a perpendicular drawn. Then if this is a perpendicular, give it a name also. On extra plotted line, I have drawn a perpendicular. Let this be S. So what I'll be writing, QS is perpendicular to PR or PS. You can write anything, meaning it is basically perpendicular to the direction of A vector. Now what you are going to do, first of all, take the bigger triangle and apply Pythagoras theorem. So name of the bigger triangle is PQS. Apply Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. So this is very simple because you all know what Pythagoras theorem is. It will be equal to PQ square should be equal to QS square plus PS square. This is the first step, because it is hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. Sorry, this is perpendicular, this is base. So it is drawn like this. Then PQ, value of PQ is R vector. Put the values, R square. Then QS. QS is equal to, QS is, we should find out some value for QS. Write it in this way also only. PS should be PR plus RS. Now see children, this R and this R is different. This is just a symbol for the line. This is resultant. So find out the possible difference between those. Then this is QS square, PR square, RS square. I need to find out the value of RS because it is the new term, and QS also. Coming to the short triangle. In triangle QRS, it is also a right angle triangle. Find out first of all sine theta and then find out cos theta. Tell me what will be sine theta. Sine theta will be perpendicular, that is QS upon perpendicular upon this QR. and QR is equal to B vector, so QS will be equal to B sine theta. Don't put a vector because we are just doing the magnitude portion. And coming to this one, cos theta will be base upon hypotenuse, this is QR, cross multiplying RS meaning B cos theta. Just put these two values here. R square is equal to QS is B sine theta, so it will be B square sine square theta, plus PR is A vector, A only, vector we will not be writing. RS is B cos theta. Now we'll be applying a law to open the square. So it will be, I'll be writing the terms in the simple way. So it is A square plus second term's square plus 2 into first into second term. This is how the law is applied. Just simple as that. Then this and this. Take B square as common. B square common from these two terms. Bracket is sine square theta plus cos square theta. Plus it is A square plus 2AB cos theta. Now we are well aware that cos square theta plus sine square theta is equal to 1. B square into 1 is B square. So R square is equal to A square plus B square into 1, that means B square plus 2AB cos theta. Meaning what will be the value of resultant? Resultant will be under root of first vector square plus second vector square plus 2 into first into second cos of angle between them. Then this will be the magnitude of the resultant. Coming to the second one. Now we'll be finding out the direction of the resultant. For finding out the direction, how could I give the direction of R vector? How could you give? Will you write it is in north east direction or something? No, because we exactly don't know that whether this is north or this is east or this angle is 45 degree. So we cannot write it in that manner. I can just say that this makes an angle beta with A vector. So that will be a better option, right? So doing this, first of all, in triangle, bigger triangle again, PQS, find out tangent beta, just as simple as that. Tangent beta, perpendicular, QS over PS, open PS, tangent beta, QS over, PS is PR plus RS. Put the values down. B sine theta upon PR is A, RS is B cos theta. Then what is beta? Beta is tangent inverse of B sine theta upon A plus B cos theta. So I'll give these directions, I'll find out beta if I need to find out where the R vector is. R vector's magnitude could be found out by this method and its direction can be found out by this method. So this was the topic for today. We'll do the next one in the next video. Thank you.